Hi, James and Keegan. Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for New Vision Landscaping in Albany, Wisconsin. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get New Vision in front of the people who are actually searching for landscaping services in the Milwaukee and surrounding areas. Like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I am really trying to impact my community, my country as much as I can by putting the power in the business owner's hands, the ability to grow, and I want to share this information with you freely with the idea that you can take this info and take it to your team that does your website build and say, hey, can you take care of this for me? Or you can work on this yourself during your free time if you ever find any. Or of course, I do this professionally. You can think of this as my business card with an oomph. If you want help with any of this stuff, I'd be happy to talk about our vision and your goals as well and see if we're a good match. But let's jump right in, as I don't want to waste any more of your time or mine. So the first thing that I always look for when I'm auditing a website is a big click to call phone number somewhere at the top. And I'm not seeing your phone number at what's called above the fold, which is before you have to scroll down. And in fact, I'm not seeing it yet. And finally, it's down here. And it is a click to call, so you do get points for that. But you really want it to be up near the top where someone's just going to be able to find it really fast. You can't assume that people are going to work hard to become your customer. You have to basically do most of the work for them, meet them 90%. Right, so almost 70% of your searchers or your people coming to your site are going to be on their mobile phones, and so having a click to call phone number that's predominant right at the top is going to help with the conversions. How many people actually go from curious to customer. Now that's pretty much the last thing I'm going to say about the user experience once they're on the site. The rest of this video is really going to be focused on getting people to your website to begin with. As you know, it's really important that people actually see your site if you want it to function as a lead generation machine. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is content. So if I click Control A, I can see, Control A, all this blue lit up here, including the images, that's all content in the eyes of Google. So you want to have lots of words on your home page and on your other pages. We suggest to our clients 1,500 or more on your back pages or other pages, and 3,000 or more words on your home page. The reason for this, again, Google sees content as king. Basically, you just want to seem like you are the expert and you know more than anyone else, and the amount of words that are relevant to what you do is how Google judges that. And then also, as I said with the images, if I right click, this blue is bothering me, if I right click on an image and click Save Image As, I can see that that image was saved as Web 4. That doesn't really help anybody. What you want to do is save these images again, but this time as key phrases that people are actually typing in when they're looking for your services and they're in your service area. And I'll show you not only how to find those key phrases that people are actually typing in, but I'll show you a few that I found that you might be interested in using on your site. And honestly, I was pretty shocked and amazed how good the results were. I'm kind of actually a little bit excited about showing you. So I will show you that, but first I'm going to introduce you to Ahrefs. This is a tool that I use to get an in-depth look into how a website's performing, because it's one thing for it to look nice, like I was saying earlier, but it's a whole other deal for it to actually function as a lead generation machine, which is what me and my team specialize in. Of course, we do make a pretty website. Let me honk my own horn for a minute. We do make a pretty website, but our focus is on making sure that it actually functions to bring you customers, right? So you've got your UR and your DR scores, and these are a couple of very important metrics. Your UR score is basically on a scale from 0 to 100. How trustworthy does Google think that this exact web page is? So in this case, it's your home page. And then your DR score is the same thing, but for your entire website as a whole. And you want these to be high. You want them to be higher than this, and you also don't want them to be fairly even, because an imbalance like this, especially as it gets more dramatic, is going to look to Google like you're being sneaky, like you're trying to rank one page above the others, but you're not really caring about the other pages on your site, meaning that you maybe are just like, they're not really good pages. Basically, Google is trying its best to show the most relevant and the most credible source information as possible, and it only has so many metrics to go off of, right? So you want these to you want these to be higher. How we get them higher is not only through the content and the saving the images properly, like I was talking about, but also with backlinks and referring domains. So in case you don't know, I'm just going to go over what these are real fast. A backlink is any link from any other site back to yours. A referring domain is a website that has at least one of those links on it. So you've got 15 websites pointing to your site a total of 31 times, or about on average, about 2 links per site. That's fine. You want to increase that, but be careful as you're going and finding more referring domains to point backlinks at your site, that you're getting referring domains that are both credible and relevant. So they have high DR scores and they're relevant. So they have something to do with your site. If you can draw a logical conclusion, like this is another website, this is a website that represents a business that's also in my local area, that's good. If it's another website that also has to do with, home improvement and being a contractor, that also is relevant. But some random site that just has nothing to do with you is not going to help. And then you want to make sure that that DR score is higher. I really like to go after sites that are like 30, 40s, even more higher than that. And that's going to help pull your score up, whereas low DR score sites and random sites that don't have anything to do with you logically are going to bring your score down. And then we've got organic keywords. Now, an organic keyword, according to Ahrefs, is any phrase that a person could type into Google and have you show up in the first 10 pages of Google results. However, being on the second page, you might as well not exist, because most people find what they're looking for in the first page, which shows the top 10 results. They either find what they're looking for, or they just give up and search it another way, or just go back to their busy lives. So that's how you could be showing up for 34 keywords, but only be getting 11 traffic from that monthly on an average. So we can actually take a look at what keywords you're showing up for. And you're showing up for your name. Now you're on the first page for only one word, or phrase really is a better way to put it. It's called a keyword, but oh, I didn't mean to click that. It's called a keyword, but a better word for it would actually be key phrase, right? Because it can be more than one word. But new vision landscape, you're showing up in the second position. You're getting 7 traffic, so 7 visitors on average a month from that. And then right here we have like vision landscapes, Milwaukee landscaping. Here's one that's actually a decent keyword. It's got something that you do, landscaping, some place that you do it, Milwaukee. And it's got a high volume, so 100 people are searching for it every month. It's got a low KD. So KD stands for keyword difficulty, and it's on a scale from 0 to 100. How difficult does Ahrefs, this tool, think it would be to get to the first page of Google? With a score like 4 out of 100, you would think that's like super easy and would happen overnight. But a 4 is fairly easy to go after. It's not going to take an expert taking years out of their life to go after this keyword, but it's not going to happen overnight. I don't want you to think that that's going to happen, because SEO just doesn't work that way. It is a longer game. It takes a little time to start seeing real results, but those results are pretty astounding when you get them. So I'll show you some other keywords that you might be interested in. So I put in, the areas that you serve, as well as some of the things that you do, and this is what it came back with. Milwaukee Landscaping Companies was one I almost went with for this. video to focus on, but when I looked it up, it looked like it was mostly directories. So Google kind of likes directories for that keyword. So we're going with landscaping design Milwaukee, and you're welcome to take a pause and take a look at these key phrases that you might want to include on your site. But basically, this one here I thought was pretty great. 150 people are searching for it each month on average. It's got a keyword difficulty of 5, which is fairly within reach. Okay, so if you type that into Google, this is what we get. First, the citation, or I mean the map pack, and how you get up into the map pack is with citations. So I'm going to take a quick pause, talk about that, and then go back to organic results down here. So what you want to do is make sure that your Google My Business is up to date. So you look yourself up on Google, your company anyway. Make sure that your name, address, and phone number are spelled just the way that you like it. And then take that same information and plaster it all over different directories like Yext, Yelp, City Star, White Pages, Yellow Pages, etc. What that's going to do is prove to Google that you really do service that area. And that's going to help you to show up here. You can see this Eco Harmony, they're doing something funky because they've got all 3 here. So they're going to be a big, they're going to be someone you're going to want to beat out for these spots here. But then none of that is as exciting as showing up down here. This is actually the #1 organic result, and it's going to get about 30% of all the clicks that come to this site. So of the, 150 people that come to this page each month on average, about 45 are going to click on this. So that's about 30%, and then about 20% is going to click on this one. This is a directory here, so I'm not going to compare you to that. I'm going to compare you to Hawk's Landscape, which is another local competitor. And you can see this actually goes to this specific landscape design team. For some reason, this is the one that's showing up for this keyword instead of their homepage, which is fine. So we basically look at this and think, what is it that they're doing to show up here? Why is it they're showing up and we're not? And what can we do better than them so we show up in front of them? So they've got some words on here, content, but still not that 3,000 or even 1,500 word minimum we were talking about. And then if I right click on an image, it looks like these were not saved as images, so they're not taking advantage of that ability to save an image, because these are actually being used as backgrounds, which is it just doesn't have the same kind of effect. So that's another way we could get ahead, is with saving images properly. And then if we throw them into my tool here, we can see that they have a UR score of 7 and a DR score of 7 as well. They don't have that many backlinks or referring domains. So they're actually going to be a fairly easy target to get ahead of. And then we can even throw them into this, and basically, here I'll show you actually what I did. So I basically just clicked on this organic keywords here, and this is something I can do to get an idea of some other keywords that I might be interested in trying out. And you can see they're showing up for landscaping design Milwaukee. They're in the 2nd position. Sure enough, they're getting 23 traffic. So I don't know exactly how many that is out of 150, if that's about 20%, but it seems a little low to me, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's lower than the 20% expected. So that might say something about their listing, that they might be not doing a very good job of pulling people in with that listing that looks like this. So that's kind of how we compare you to your competitors, and that's how you can basically get an idea of what your competitors are doing and how you might be able to get ahead of them and be able to show up at that top of Google for those key phrases that really people are only going to be typing those things in. Landscaping design Milwaukee, really they're going to only be typing that in when they are looking for your services and they happen to be in your service area. So those are really good keywords to go after. This is how you get a hold of me up here. It's my phone number, my email address. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really hope that you got some value out of it, and I look forward to your feedback, letting me know if it was clear and helpful. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.